All right, Evil Dead fans, this video is going to pertain to every chainsaw used in Evil Dead 2. We're going to count them down, talk about how they change from scene to scene, and we'll get close to a definite number of how many chainsaws they actually used in the film. Also, I do have my flat top I've been building for my good friend Oscar. The actual body is done. I do have some videos that I haven't posted yet on how to construct different parts of it. I haven't done it yet. Usually I make the video, then I just get busy building, so I just kind of hold off on that. But I will release those pretty soon here and show you guys the progress. But it's looking really good, really impressive. The body's completely done, and it's still under 3 pounds. It's barely above 2 pounds. Now, when I put the cuff on and the lightweight chainsaw bar, it'll probably hit about 3 pounds. And that's it, which is incredible. Something that I would have never thought I could do, but I actually did. But anyways, excuse me. And at the end of this video, I have a special thing I want to talk about and tell you guys. It's something that's been going on in my head for the last couple weeks, and I really wanted to make a solid decision on this, and so I did. So I want to tell you guys first. It just pertains, well, I can't tell you, you gotta watch the end of the video. So let's get into it. Let's go over every chainsaw on Evil Dead 2. So this is the first time we're gonna see the home light chainsaw or Ash's chainsaw in Evil Dead 2. This one's considered as the Muppet chainsaw. This is the one that actually attacks Ash. There is no chainsaw chain on it. It is a flat top, and this one is used consecutively in this scene when it's attacking Ash, but there is one scene to where it cuts to a different chainsaw. Okay, so she comes in with the Muppet chainsaw, and then when it comes to this scene of her head getting, or her neck being cut into and the blood, black blood spraying out, you'll notice that it does have a raised top and an opening in the back, which does suggest that this is probably the working raised top that Ash wears when fighting Henrietta, the actual running one that you actually see. And another thing that you may want to know is the working raised top chainsaw that Ash wore. The switch to make it run was actually a toggle switch placed on the bottom of the chainsaw, and I'll show that here in just a little bit. So this is the second time you see the Homelight XL or Ash's chainsaw, but a specifically different model. Okay, one thing I'm going to cover, I didn't cover this a second ago. I'm going to slow this down and see if anybody else noticed this. You can see one of the guys from K&B actually working in this scene. I'm going to keep it in slow motion so you guys can actually see it. Look right down here. There's a hand with a stick. Crazy. So let me speed it up a bit. I just covered this. Come on, speed it up a bit. But after that working raised top chainsaw, it does go back to the flat top Muppet chainsaw. Come on, let's speed this up. You can see it right there, basically. Her fight. Okay, here's the third chainsaw in the Linda fight in the workshed. Notice it turned back into a normal Homelight XL. It has a standard handle on top and some kind of weird black mechanism on the back, which I'm very unsure what that is or what the purpose of that is for. You will notice right here that when Ash comes back out of the workshed, that it actually goes back to being the flat top chainsaw. And slowing this down, when Ash actually walks inside of the house, this chainsaw does have that weird black mechanism on the back, as the same as that regular Homelight XL. For a while I thought it was the cuff, but it wasn't. It's just that same weird black mechanism. You can see it right there. It's got that weird mechanism on the back. I don't know what that is actually for. Okay, here we are when Ash picks up the shotgun. You will notice that black mechanism on the bottom. It could be something for a cuff attachment, but I doubt it, since this one is actually the normal Homelight body that you see. that has the normal home light handle that has not been modified. Let me speed it up a little bit for you here. You can barely see the handle when he throws the chainsaw down. Now just pay attention to this side over here. You see how it's rounded right there? It's a full handle. Okay, next in the scene where Ash is actually cutting his hand off, you will notice that it does have the raised top. So most likely this is the exact same chainsaw used for whenever they're cutting, that chainsaw is cutting into Linda's neck. And like I said, most likely the one they turn into is working raised top chainsaw. So like I said, you can see it right there, that this is a raised top and not a flat top. And the thing is, I'm going to tell this right now, guys, all the raised tops were actually painted red. They were not metal. I will cover there actually kind of was a raised metallic one, and I'll cover that in just a little bit. Okay, so here's the scene where Annie and all of them walk into the cabin and they find Ash. Now you'll see that this is the unaltered chainsaw. It does have the black mechanism on the back that I still don't know what that's for. So now what we can say is we actually know that there is 4 chainsaws, separate chainsaws that we've seen so far. We have the raised working top chainsaw. We have the unaltered chainsaw, this one. We have that flat top he was walking back from the work shed with. And we have the Muppet chainsaw. The stunt Muppet chainsaw. Okay, right here we have what we know as the flat top, the standard workshed chainsaw. Now, I think most likely the chainsaw that Ash walked in from the workshed with was probably this one. It's hard to tell. Or they actually just made this one for this scene specifically for, just for the scene to show you how he actually made it. Now, is it the same one as the running one that he's about to use? Probably not, since this one, the chain is not even connected correctly. This one was probably just made specifically for this scene. Now, in the workshed scene, there's actually 3 different chainsaws that I've noticed. Could there have been more? Possibly. So, let me get to that. Oh, come on, Brett. Let's get together. Okay. Okay, I'm going to slow-mo this. It's going to go from this flat top and will then actually go to a raised top chainsaw. I'm going to keep it on slow-mo for you. It's hard to tell, it's hard to really see here, but you will notice the top is raised and it is not metallic, it is red. So that shows that that one is a raised top. So then we keep going. Now it goes back to a metallic flat top. So in this scene, the workshed scene, there is actually 3 different chainsaws at least. The construction chainsaw, that's a flat top. The one that he holsters up his pull cord, that is a raised top, and then back to this working flat top. Okay, now you will notice right here, the chainsaw that he is using is just the raised top chainsaw. It could be working, it could be non-working. He's honestly not really sawing through the wood right here, since you don't really see wood flying all over the place. It's just a sound effect. Then they show a video of an actual chainsaw bar sawing through the wood. But you will notice that the top is red, and that is one big telltale sign that it is the raised top. Okay, in the cellar scene so far, when Ash finds the pages, the chainsaw stays the same. It is the raised working chainsaw, the raised top. But on this one, when he's going back up, it goes back to a flat metallic top, as you can see right here. One big telltale sign that I forgot to show you is, other than the top being red, the actual bolts on the front of the top of the raised top are actually reversed the other way, while this flat top has the bolts sticking out with the nuts on the outside. So that one is a flat top. All right, so now Ash has already hit the floor, the cellar, after he's got tripped up by Henrietta. You will notice on this working raised top, it is not the same working raised top as the other ones. The other working raised top, the top actually is a lot better on the slope. You will notice this one here has kind of a U right here. Also, the difference in cuffs right here between the Workshed flat top that they actually built. The cuff, as we know, is like a 3-inch exhaust clamp that has a Spectre 3 clamp on it. You know, you can just buy them anywhere. But this one is not worn down, or as Chris told me, the other one is somewhat crushed on that flat top. So what I would say is they actually had at very least 2 working raised top chainsaws. Now when Ash is being pulled through the stairs, you will notice it has the very prominent bolts up here showing that this one as well is that flat top that Ash was going back up the stairs with. So this one here is a flat top. So when he's coming back out of the cellar, it goes from a flat top to a raised top back to that flat top. So that tells me that scene when he's going up the stairs and then getting pulled through the stairs, they film that consecutively. Now when Ash gets knocked out, you'll notice it is back to the raised top chainsaw. All right, now we all know with this chainsaw, with Ash coming out of the cellar, it is a raised top. But this one actually has the kind of the U right here in the front instead of a straight slope. So this one is the same one you saw running on the ground at the bottom of the cellar. Okay, here we're going to be introduced to another chainsaw. Now this is the Ash Hero stunt chainsaw. There's no chain on the bar, and this one is a flat metallic top, but it is raised. As you can see right here, it is raised, and I will show you that at the end of this video. There is some behind the scenes that gives a better view of this stunt chainsaw. And as you can see right here with this stunt chainsaw, it is the same one, has the same rubber bar on it without a chain, and you can see that it is metallic. All right, the next change back to a chainsaw is whenever he's cutting through Henrietta, it is the raised top, as we can see right here. And you will notice it has some funky thing where the muffler should be, and some kind of weird bar over here. Don't know why they did that. Just looks really funky. All right, so the tree fight here, we do notice that it is a raised top. It does have that weird U-y wow right in the front, right there at the top. So we know that right there. It could be a possibility this might be another one. It looks maybe that there might be another ripple towards the back of the top. And we really don't know unless we were on set, but it most likely is the same one that was running on the cellar floor. And of course right here you can see that it is a raised top when he's fighting the rotten pumpkin head. So we know that that is a raised top. All right, so now here we're kind of introduced to another chainsaw. Now, somebody told me this might be a raised top, but to me it looks like kind of a funky looking flat top. You'll notice how this goes flat at the bottom here, then just kind of slowly comes up, but it's not as tall as the actual raised top. So that's still under discussion, but let's go to a different part of this video and take a little closer look of it. Now right here you can tell that this is actually a flat top. You can see there's just a little gap here, but it's not tall like a raised top. Now this one has the different exhaust that the Workshed flat top has. The Workshed flat top has that alternate muffler piece, but this one has the muffler piece you can usually see on Ash vs. Evil Dead or Army of Darkness, but it is turned backwards from the other ones. So this is another flat top. And right here we can see that same flat top again. Notice it still has that little gap right here, but it is a flat top. It is not a raised top. All right, so when Ash hits the ground here, he's using that same raised metallic flat top. Like I said, the top is raised, but it is metallic and flat. The same one he used for the fight with Henrietta, since it is a really crappy floppy blade. And you can see the top handle is like turned sideways or broke completely off. All right, and with the ending scene right here, you can see he does have the raised top. This one Does look like it might have a little UE wow in it. Hard to really tell right there. It's quite possible. I'm going to show you guys right now just a little bit of a closer view of this raised metallic flat top, like the stunt one that they're using. Now this is the behind the scenes from the DVD edition. Okay, right there, you can see the top. Let me get a little further. Wait till he turns it down a little bit. Right. Yeah, it doesn't really turn down too much, but yeah, this is the same one I was talking about. See if I can speed it up and you can see a little better. Right there. See how it's raised, but it's flat and it's metallic. Okay, and right here you're going to see Ash actually turn it on with the bottom toggle switch. Now you need to pay attention when I turn it up so you can hear it when he actually turns it on. You'll see him hit a toggle switch at the bottom of this working raised top chainsaw.
Everything. I mean, that pertains to him, you know, his look and his gadgets and all that
See?
stuff.
Now let me go back a little bit and slow it down for you.
And all that. Pertains to him, you know.
See, he hits that toggle switch, and there it is. That's how they actually turn it on to run. So, okay guys, with that being said, let me go over every chainsaw and how many that I have found that they actually had. So we started off, we have the Muppet chainsaw. The flat top Muppet chainsaw, which wasn't actually a home light, it was definitely molded to look like a home light. So we got one. Then we got, I'm gonna talk about the raised working ones here in just a minute. So we got one. We have the unaltered chainsaw. So we got two. And then we got the non-working flat top chainsaw, which Ash is walking back from the workshed into the cabin. It does not have a cuff, but it does have a flat top. And now we have the flat top construction chainsaw that we know and love from the workshed. And then we have the working flat top, so that's 5. And then we have, after that, in the cellar scene, we have just 2 quick scenes to where we have the non-working flat top with the extended front bolts on the very front. That's 6. We do have the raised metallic stunt chainsaw, which it is flat, but it is raised. That one most likely was all rubber or foam or something like that. And then we have the flat top chainsaw when Ash is getting sucked out of the cabin, which does have the separate exhaust. That is 8. Now, when it comes to the 2 raised working tops, there was definitely at least 2. The telltale signs of that, one actually has a really, really nice curve or on the hump on the very top. The other one has a kind of a U in it. And also one has the exhaust that we all know, and the other one has some kind of funky thing in its place. So that brings up a grand total of 10 chainsaws. Now, like I said, the Muppet one was molded, and then the stunt one was molded. It's hard to say if any other ones were molded. We do know that that working one, the unaltered chainsaw, I mean, most likely the main housing was metal on that one with a plastic side, since we know the handle is hard plastic and how it actually attaches to the body. And there really isn't a good way to know exactly if it was metal. It just really, really does. They did if they actually painted it, they did such a good job with it. But as far as we know, we could tell most likely half of that unaltered body is metal. And so it comes to a grand total of 10 chainsaws. They may have used more, they may have used less, because they may have altered one of the chainsaws,
the flat tops into the working flat top or the non-working flat top. But at the same time, being a movie and production, they usually try to get all that stuff done before they film. They don't want to say, okay, we got that scene done, let's hurry up and tear this apart and redo everything. They don't want to do that because they're going to be busy on set. So as far as I know, they had 10 different chainsaws. All right, I want to go over just one more thing with you guys, just to let you guys know that if you're going to build and want to be really specific on doing a flat top or an Evil Dead 2 chainsaw, they really used kind of the same model. I do have one here. I'm unsure if they did them in different years or, you know, use the same model throughout like 5-6 years, who knows. But this one right here is a 1979 Homelite XL, which this one will stay with me. It actually still runs, kind of still runs, but I would never sell it because it has been damaged. There is a spot right here to where it's been melted through, which I'll have to fix. But there's one really telltale sign, other than other little things, that this is the one, especially the workshed construction chainsaw. Now, a lot of the Homelites, this line right here is very prominent. But this one, if you can really look, it's really rounded. And if you look back to that scene where Ash is putting in the chainsaw bar, it's rounded. And also, on that same scene, you will notice this indentation right here. There's the block, comes out, comes down, and then back up. And right there, you can see it right there. It has every single marking to show that that is that specific chainsaw. And I just got lucky on an auction. I didn't even know what I was getting. I was actually pissed because I was trying to get a different Homelite and won this on accident. I'm like, I don't want that one. But now I'm very happy I got it. But this one will be mine. You can alter other Homelites to look like that, but it's just whatever you want to do, really. And there's been even an Army of Darkness. Army of Darkness, what I've noticed, they've had at least 3 different Homelite models used for that movie. So if you can get just your hands on a Homelite, I suggest to do that. I won't give out this model number because I'm going to be looking for more probably. Just because I'm going to announce it right now, and this is a solid plan as of right now. At the end of this year, or at the end of the builds that I have planned, because I am booked up like clear to like November now, I will fully retire unbuilding chainsaws. I plan on making every single model for myself once I retire, and at the same time, I'm going to make at least 3 for people for free. I have one person picked out that's going to get a chainsaw for free. I do have a few other people I'm thinking about, but I just want to make sure when I do retire, because I want to move on to the deer head and other projects Evil Dead related. I won't quit the channel. I'll just be doing like the deer head, different props here and there. I might make like a full-size Henrietta. I don't know, or at least pumpkin head, or you know, or something really cool. But I want to move on to different Evil Dead projects. Excuse me. But I just don't want to keep building more and more chainsaws. It's getting a little more uninteresting for me because I'm just getting tired of it. So, but whoever is, you know, getting one now or has one of mine, you have it. Like my personal one that's going to be sold. That one is, that one's sold, so nobody asked for that one. Not my new personal one. That one stays with me no matter what. I am making chainsaws for the Chicago Horror Con. Hopefully I can make it. I'm really planning on being there. I will probably bring down at least 2, maybe 3 chainsaws. So if you want one of my chainsaws, that'll be a good place to come get one, because that will probably be the last opportunity to actually buy one from me. I may take in one more order. That's a big maybe. But I just want to move on to different projects. I know after Chicago, I got to make one for a guy in Taiwan or Thailand. And then another one, somebody said they're going to just send me all their stuff and I'll build it for them, which is going to save them a lot of money in the long run. Really, they're just going to be paying for some supplies and some cost. And I don't know which direction I'm going to go after actually I build all the ones for myself and for a few more to give away. I may make it so if people have their own home lights and want a chainsaw, they can pay for my services. I might just do that because searching for the home lights gets old. It sucks. And I don't want to hinder my price for people because it could end up being to where I have to spend $200 on a home light body because they want one. And all of a sudden I'm like, well, it's going to cost you 200 extra or 150 extra bucks because I usually depend on home lights being about $50 or so. And that's not even including shipping when I have to order the damn things. Could I start molding them? Yes, I could, but at the same time, I've heard so many horror stories about some of them breaking, so I don't even want to get into that realm of it at the moment. So, like I said, after I retire, I'm going to make every model for myself. I'm going to have every single one just as kind of a platform of what somebody should do. If they want to know how to do something, or if they even come visit me, they can check them out. I don't care. It's fine with me. And also, like I said, I'm going to give at least 3, maybe 4 away to some uber Evil Dead fans. One spot's already taken. That person knows they're getting one. For sure. There's some people I tell them, maybe. But this one person, they know for sure that they're going to get one. So, but that's my plan, because I really want to move on to other projects. Evil Dead related. Will I do giveaways still in the future? Yeah. I might get tired of doing other stuff and just build a chainsaw and just say, hey, chainsaw giveaway. So you got to stay tuned for that. So just to let you guys know all that information right now. So yeah. So at this moment in time, getting a chainsaw for me is very, very limited. So, just to let you guys know that. So, there it is. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and stay tuned for more builds. I am done with the body of the flat top. I will post some videos on how I did that coming up soon. Oh, I got something in my throat here. So, until next time, stay groovy.